see it right, but it always falls. I see it come, I see it go. You see, all things pass into the night, and I said, oh no, sir, I must say wrong. I must disagree. Oh no, sir, I must say wrong. Won't you listen to me? You told me I seen it all before. I've been there. I see my hopes and dreams are lying on the ground. I see the sky just begin to fall. You see, all things pass into the night, and I said, oh no, sir, I must say, would you do me? I do me. I must disagree. Oh no, sir, I must say wrong. Won't you listen to me? Shout out to all you motherfucking heavily armed sissies and fruitcakes out there that think you can oppose the might of the United States government. Carrington, man, what up, man? Stephen, what up, man? Ghost, what up, man? Lion, what up? So what the fuck? What the fuck is on they mind? Cam, what up, man? Yeah, that was the only song that would have been appropriate to bring this motherfucker in. Shit. Yeah, you right about that stuff. And the left wing network is crazy. Yep, foreign backers, people now registering under the FARA Act. It's a mess. Adrian Stefano, what up? Yep, I told y'all. I told y'all these fruitcakes will be right at the epicenter of this shit. I told you. Damn, this your favorite song? What the fuck? Let me find out. Saul, what up, man? Ghost, what up, man? Oh, man. So, this guy that we about to roast was tough as hell up until a couple days ago. Tough as hell. Talking cash shit to the government. Talking cash shit to the government. Talking cash shit to the president. Talking cash shit to everybody. Right? He was talking about come and lock me up and all of this shit. Well, motherfucker. Now they seeking to do just that. So let me introduce y'all to Kyle from ANTIFA, otherwise known as Kyle Wagner. There he is right there.
We are under occupation and we are fighting back with every tool we have at our disposal. That has been extremely effective, and we have pushed ICE so hard that they have doubled their size and they have increased the severity of their tactics in an attempt to scare us into submission. They're brutalizing children. They're kidnapping people from legal employment. They're kicking in front doors without warrants. They are brutalizing people in public and then laughing.
Let me clear that whole thing up about kicking in people's doors without warrants. I blame the leftist and the educational system for this, because they've miseducated people for multiple decades now. You have a whole bunch of people that have no critical thinking skills and don't know the law. So anything that you tell them, you know, that they think is illegal, they're gonna believe you. I never seen so many internet jailhouse lawyers in my fucking life. You got to understand that the deportation order that this specific illegal alien has against them is the fucking warrant. It is the warrant. They have a deport. In some cases, some of these people have deportation orders on them that go all the way back to Obama. That's how long they've been having a deportation order on them. And so that deportation order authorizes ICE or any other federal agent to apprehend them anywhere in the United States. That is the warrant. So if they happen to be inside of a domicile and they use their phone or whatever to trace them to find out that they there, that is the warrant. The deportation order is the warrant. And guess what? If you don't have any standing in the case and you're not related to this person that's subject to a deportation order, they don't have to show you shit. And you're not their person's attorney, they don't have to show you shit. I don't know how that's so hard for y'all to figure out.
And joking about it. This is where ICE has come to die. I'm more than willing to keep the peace if they will go back to wherever they fucking crawled out of and leave us alone. We want to know who they are. We will identify every single one of them, and we will prosecute them to the full extent of the law. And if that has to be done at the barrel of a gun, then let us have a little fucking fun.
That's tough guy Kyle.
Yeah.
First of all, we are going to end all sanctuary cities immediately. We're going to end.
This is at a hotel where they allege that federal agents are staying at. They don't even have, and I've stayed at this hotel before, they don't even have any proof that federal agents are staying here. So they come in here disrupting the operation of this hotel, waking up people who ain't got shit to do with it. But supposedly, if you believe CNN, these people have a higher approval rate than the president. If you believe CNN. If you believe CNN. If you're crazy enough to believe CNN. I mean, I don't get it.
Real uniformity here. That's what I really think you see. You see real uniformity. Deported all immigrants who are here illegally. 55% of the New York Times. Marquette, 64%. CBS News, 57%. ABC News with a slightly different question, 56%. So what you're seeing essentially here is a very clear indication that a majority of Americans, in fact, when they're asked this blunt question, which I believe gets at the underlying feelings, do in fact want to deport all immigrants who are here illegally. There's no arguing with these different numbers because they're all essentially the same across 4 different pollsters. Feelings towards immigration in this country, feelings towards undocumented immigrants and deporting all of them have become considerably more hawkish. And I think that gives Donald Trump much more leverage to go with the American people and sort of have these hawkish, some might say harsh, different rhetoric and also issue-based sort of going after immigrants who are here illegally. Want immigration levels decreased. This includes legal and illegal immigration. Look at this. Last year, 55%. That is the highest level since the 9/11 aftermath. You go back just to 2020.
And this, again, legal and illegal. So they people want less people coming into the.
You know why? That's because people aren't going for the melting pot bullshit anymore, because people can tell the difference. People can tell the difference that this is not the old days when people would come here and assimilate. Now this is modern times where people want to come here and try to recreate a tiny piece of their country while looking down on you and the American system, even though they're reaping the rewards of it. And people that's from here are tired of that shit.
The country.
Exactly. They want less people coming into the country. Look at that. That's a 14-point rise from 2023. You go back to 2016 when Donald Trump again was running for president the first time, it was 38%. That's a 17-point rise. So the bottom line is more folks want people who are here illegally deported, and their overall feelings towards immigration have become considerably more hawkish.
63% say they're okay with deporting immigrants who are here illegally and arrived in the last 4 years. 87% are good with deporting immigrants who are here illegally and have criminal records.
And I doubt that it's been very much movement. If they were to try to take this same poll again 1 year later, I would really doubt that it's very much movement.
Talking about Ryan Davis saying in a Shannon Sharp interview that his daughter is.
Look at this motherfucker. Look.
I do this all year, all the time. I'm out and about like this because I do it for me all year. All the time. Yeah. Yep. I'm a fucking blue collar fuck of a dude all day long. And then at least a few times every week, I like to get real clean and pretty and go out, shoot pool or get dinner, maybe go dance. You never fucking know, right? But I don't need a fucking horizon.
These are the types of mentally unbalanced people that want to move aside duly elected officials to grab the reins of government. These are the types of mentally unbalanced people that don't believe in private property ownership, that want to have the means of production. Them. These are the types of people that want to overhaul and virtually destroy the educational system to turn it into a factory to create more people like this. Right? This is what you're dealing with here. This is what you're dealing with. Well, now let's see what he got to say. Now let's see what Twinkle Toes got to say.
From the Alex Preddy murder, calling for direct action, calling for boots on the ground, calling for someone to stand against these murderers, was deemed inciting violence, and they're being bullied by the administration. They're going to silence me somehow, and they're having a hard time putting a bullet in my head. So I am basically on the run now. I have safe places and I have evacuations planned out, but the way things are going, I'm going to have to be very resourceful, and that's going to take support. Thank you a million times to those of you who have. We were able to deploy over 100 gas masks on the streets in the last couple of days and help a lot of people, probably even save a couple of lives with the amount of CS gas they've deployed. As I've said a million times, I'm going to stay in this fight to the bitter end. I'm not going to run away, but I will need some help. The video I posted from the Alex Preddy.
Well. Seems like Kyle is on the run. Seems like Kyle Wagner is on the run for number one, inciting terrorism. Number two, inciting a riot. And a bunch of other assorted charges, including weapons charges. That's what he's on the run for, right? Now, that's crazy that he'd make this latest video with his motherfucking tail tucked between his legs. No, where's all that defiant shit you was talking last week? Where's all that defiant shit you was talking last week? I don't even know why he that scared, because most likely he's going to get acquitted anyway. Y'all realize that? He's going to get acquitted anyway. See, you can't go venue shopping like you can with a civil controversy in federal district court. So you're going to have to be tried near whatever federal courthouse that you committed your crime at. Yeah, that's what his dumb ass don't realize, Carrington Morris. It's these phones. It's these phones. Carrington writes, each time he turns on their phone to stream, the closer they get to him. They already look like they talking all this racial profiling shit with these immigrants. It's the phones. It's the fucking phones. They know exactly where you are at all times. If you carry a phone with you, they know where you are. You don't want them to know where you are, don't carry your phone. You don't want them to know where you are, get you a car that's like a 2013 or older. Other than that, they know where you are. Just saying, they know where you are. If you got XM satellite radio in your car, if it's new enough to have that, they know where you are. Okay? They know where your ass is. They know where this dude is. But again, I don't know why he trying to act all contrite and shit now. Probably not gonna do no time in the first place. Probably not gonna do a fucking day. Like I was saying, you are not allowed to go venue shopping in these federal criminal cases. So because you can't go venue shopping, the prosecution side is not able to try to get themselves in front of a specific judge that they know will be more agreeable to their objectives. You can't go venue shopping. So because he's probably going to be in front of a very fucking leftist activist judge that was appointed during Obama, or that was appointed during Clinton, or for heaven's sake during Biden, this man ain't gonna do no time. This man ain't gonna do no time. Sooner or later, and I'm not advocating violence, I'm just telling you, what the logical course of events is probably going to turn out to be, right? Sooner or later, the federal government is going to have to make the choice to get rid of them the same way they did some of the Black Panthers. And you know how they got rid of some of the Black Panthers. They're going to have to make the choice to do that. They are. And the reason that they're going to have to make the choice to do that is because they're going to realize, if they haven't realized already, that, and this is going to have to be led by the military. You got to completely bypass mechanisms of the government, because the FBI, the DOJ, all that is firmly is thoroughly infiltrated. But they are going to have to understand, what I think they understand already, just how compromised this country is. How overrun by communists and anti-statists that this country is. And it's only going to be one logical solution. And that logical solution is you know what it's going to be. You know exactly what it's going to be. Now, I had told y'all, as 2023 was coming to an end, right? I'm sorry, as 2024 was coming to an end. As 2024 was coming to an end, I told y'all that among the most radical leftists that were willing to take up arms, that this type of person, this type of fruitcake, was going to be at the vanguard of armed resistance against the government and against the will of the American citizens. I told y'all this, and look what we got a year later now. We got a militant drag queen gang called the Zygians that's going around and catching off-duty government officials and killing them. We got Antifa fucks like this that's going around inciting armed rebellion against the federal government. and we got random lone actors going around attacking regular citizens. And why is this? Why is this? These men are mentally ill. These men are very angry that they cannot be women. And trust me, these men are a direct byproduct of feminism. See, feminism has encouraged female worship in the masses. And because feminism has encouraged female worship in the masses, you have men who have been slowly brainwashed from boyhood up into this desire to be women. They view women as a higher form of life than men. And so they come preloaded with all of this anger and resentment, but part of the anger and resentment is actually embarrassment. If you read some of the writings by the Unabomber, he expressed that for a while he actually wanted to transition to a woman. Right? And he said what made him angrier than the confusion that he had about gender, what made him angrier was that he had actually revealed it to another person. And that's part of the anger that people like this has. They're also angry that they'll never have acceptance. And why won't they have acceptance? You won't have acceptance because this is a form of mental illness. It's a form of mental illness. This is a way of life that goes against all the human society. It's a way of life that goes against human propagation. And it's not something that people accept. And so they're angry. They're angry because you're not more accepting of their mental illness. They're angry because they won't have prey because you want your sons and daughters to stay well away from them. And so they've convinced themselves that if they cannot fully participate in society, well, they would rather rip it into pieces. And so you have men like this. Now, who knows? Who knows? Maybe this warrant for his apprehension is just an excuse to find him and kill him. I don't know. But sooner or later, anybody that's in office in this country that's looking to protect the Constitution is going to have to make that choice. Straight up. Because this isn't a normal situation that we're in. And these aren't normal law enforcement matters. Now these are national security matters. Right? I want y'all to come back at 5:15. We're going to talk about a surprising stance by a GOP candidate. A lot of y'all are going to be surprised. But come back at 5:15. It's been a Black Pill PSA. Peace.